Right then guys, welcome back to the channel. Carrying on from my last video where I bought an E46. I'm going to be changing it. Not the car obviously, the radio. So I've currently got the standard business CD unit. There's a CD changer in the rear. We've got some steering wheel controls. I had a little look online for some cheap Bluetooth adapters for these radios. They don't seem to work very well, and they don't work with the Harman, was it Kardon? This is what we're going to be upgrading. As you can see, well maybe not see on the camera, a new unit, not as big as the old one. Right, so as the new unit isn't as big as the old one, obviously the BMW uses their own custom sizes, we had to buy some adapters. So here's the adapters we've got. Wiring loom adapter, funny BMW aerial adapter which hopefully fits in the back of my stereo. Got a facia adapter, steering wheel to stereo adapter, so we got that as well. Right then, so to start with, we need to remove this bit of trim here, which I've already done. Use something like this, nice plastic trim remover. Get underneath there, and there's 4 clips. See, there's 4 clips, one here, one here, there, and that one there. I snapped off the bit of plastic in classic old car style. Once you've removed that, then this side is held in by that bit of trim, and the other side has a press fit at the far end as well, you can see. So there's 4 screws, one here, one just above there. On the other side there's one here, and someone's been in here before because this is not the correct screw. So yeah, once you undo all those, the stereo should just pull out. So you give it a little pull, she should just come out nicely, and you'd end up left with this hanging here. So at the back you can see the cables. The aerial is on the right. There's a little clip sort of just on the outside of that you can squeeze. So there you go, little clip up top. And this one does have an icon. You put a screwdriver in there, but you can also just give it a pull up with your hands, and that's it. Right then, this is why you need your loom adapter. This is sort of the standard aftermarket radio connector, and you've got these bits. So because we're the Harman Kardon, then we've got these connections here to go in the back of the stereo. This one should just be power and a few other little bits, and this is for the, there you go, the steering wheel controls. So hopefully all this should just, you know, plug and play. There you go, as easy as that. You just plug that one into there, just the power side. Ignition's on, there we go, stereo's on. And then we'll try and connect these up. So these come labelled rear and fronts, and on here we've got, so sub on the left and then rear on the right. We are getting some noise. I've gone for a Pioneer, shallow depth, so no CD player, but look at the state of this. So all those wires, while it does work, tested it, everything works as it should. It's pretty hard to fit into the standard head unit slot. I don't know if you can't really see in there, but there's a few bits of plastic around which gives you not a lot of room for cables. Right then, to start, I'm going to try and go up here. There's, see this little line bit we've got here. That should pop out. There we go. Right. So this comes off. It's just held on with plastic clips, and then behind here you get to reveal these 3, well, they Torx bits. Right, so I think these are T20. There we go. Right, cool. Yeah, so there we go, that panel comes off, just clips in by the looks of it, and I haven't snapped any of the clips, which is always nice. You see that still? Yeah, so just gonna run the cable down the outside of all this, just down into that hole at the bottom, and then I'm hoping there is a gap down there. But next I'm going to try and take out the cluster. So there's a couple of screws at the top. These might be Torxes as well. Right, so I've undone those 2 screws, and now the cluster is loose but resisting. Right, there we go, chaps. I actually just wiggled it using the knob, so we've got obviously a knob each side, a couple of clips on the top. By the looks of things, take this little front cover off. Right, so push that down and that one down. Cool, then that bit comes off, which is what holds it all in place. That's what it looks like in there. At least it seems more useful. Alright then guys, I've worked out the cable. Took the side trim off, took this bit of trim around the headlight switch off, pulled out the vent, and that gave me a little, see if I can get you in there, gave me like a little bit of a gap at the back, sort of where that white cable's coming through there. Able to hook it through there with a tool, and then I pulled it over the top of these vents so we don't get caught when we push the vent back in. And it now lives in the behind the cluster. I think I'm just going to pull through as much as I need. So I've now only got yay amount of travel, which is cool. Maybe pull a bit more through, because I want to get this up here nice and neatly, right up there. Hope I don't interfere with the airbag too much, but maybe I can go on that side of it. That'd be quite nice, I reckon. Right, so I'm actually not happy with this clamp here at all. So I think the best thing for me to do is try and make another little bracket for this. Bought myself a 3D printer, so I'm hoping I'll be able to print up a clip similar to this one pretty easy. Right then guys, I think we got a bit lucky on the old 3D model front. Haven't had to make one. Someone's already designed one, so thank you to whoever this is. Was it the RAF 974? He's made a thin design. Uses the original clip for the microphone. Just clips on there. Cool, so there we go. There's our 3D model. Right guys, so our 3D print is done. Looks pretty good actually. So I'm just going to compare what came with the head unit and what I've made. This is what we've got. Got it on a bit of white paper on a Mighty Car Mod sticker just so we can actually see the difference. So there's the original one. Pretty good at clipping into like your mirror visor and stuff. Here's a new one, much thinner. Still got everything on top. Obviously I've removed the support in the middle that got printed with it. But yeah, I mean that took about 40 minutes to make. I found a file online in about a quarter of an hour. And I'm pretty impressed with that, to be honest. Alright then, while I'm printing another copy, gonna try and address some of this. Obviously that is a lot of cable for what we are trying to do. So I need to keep obviously the steering wheel controls for the volume, skip buttons. These are needed for my audio. So I've just got power and another adapter. So I think I'd like to cut this bit here off like that, and just splice it straight into here. So I've got some of these sort of tools to remove these pins. Let me get the camera somewhere nice. Cool. So these work by, if we just push it in on top of this one in here in the corner, they're a bit fiddly. There you go. Push it in, wire comes out. We should probably make sure that these do line up. So get that back in there. blue goes to that pin there, which is this one here. Nice. But I thought, so we can just cut that one off there. Nice. So I've got some of these spare pins, so I can just crimp these onto sort of these bits here, just something like that. And then we're going to cut out a lot of cable that we don't really need. So obviously these aftermarket ones come with all of your power on one side, which is what we're getting rid of, or what we're making shorter. But we also don't need this speaker side, so I could cut all these off, but I might want to use this stereo again in the future. So what we can do is, in our bunch of trim removers, which cost me like £4 on AliExpress, find this one here, the pointed one, and in here, if you look in the middle, you probably can't see it very well on the camera, there's like the pin itself, and then a bit of metal clip, and then some more plastic on the inside. Don't know if you can see. So we want to remove all these bottom ones, but that bit of plastic, if you hook it with this hooked tool, and also, so I'm going to try to get in there and then squeeze it down, then there you go. You should just be able to pull these pins out. Alright guys, I have just finished crimping my wires off of the head unit bit. So we've got the steering wheel controls there, power, negative, phone signal wire, we got backup power, whatever orange is, and remote control, which I think does the amp on that one. Yeah, so now we just need to put them all in here into the right places, which should be easy enough. Then we can just have max 6 inches of cable, and I'll show you what I've cut out at the end. Cool. So now I've repinned half this side. So obviously the old ones are these cheap wobbly pins. New ones are a lot more secure. Got these from RS Components, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so we don't need any of that cable anymore. We've got rid of all of that as well, because we don't need that. And we've cut all of that out as well. Yeah, so now this is all our cable, obviously including the aerial adapter and this box. Just fitted the radio back in, obviously loosely. Confirms it turns on, which is nice. So yeah, happy all my wiring is sorted. So yeah, I'm just going to wire up the microphone, something like that. Obviously doesn't hit my visor, not going to get in the way or anything. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go for. So just going to refit this bit of trim, get the cable in behind there, yeah, and then we'll pretty much be sorted on that front. So everything's working. This is what the finished piece looks like. So yeah, all the trim back on. It's actually doesn't look too bad. This little surround pretty much lines up with the contours of the actual dash, which is quite nice. Yeah, all this trim over here back on. Can't see any of the wire, obviously behind this panel, which is quite nice. Microphone's there, not going to get in the way. Really impressed of how that 3D printed mount came out, to be honest. Cheers for joining me today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope you learned something, hope this helps you in some way if you're trying to do a similar thing. I know a lot of people won't need to watch the whole video for this, just a few bits about the wiring, what adapters you need. I'll try and put some links down below for those wiring stuff, just because when I was Googling it, all the information was from 10-15 years ago, and it was quite out of date, quite hard to actually find the right stuff nowadays. So yeah, the more help you got there, the better. Anyway, cheers guys, catch you next time.